Antonio limping on quite heavily last night. Do you have an update on his fitness and any other fitness updates as well after yesterday night?
Well, we're still assessing quite a lot of the players. We're only less than 24 hours since the game, so getting them all back in, trying to see how they all are. Obviously knocks and bruises from the games, but I'm hoping that Mick's not too bad.
Think he'll make Sunday?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But of course we've got to assess them and see how they are.
The results have been brilliant recently. United last weekend, Alkmaar last night.
Mm-hmm.
Personally and as a group, this is the best that you've felt this season.
Well, it is because we had a really good win at the weekend against Manchester United, which got us a vital 3 points as far as our Premier League position is. And then you have a semi-final, a cup in midweek, so to get a lead's important. So yeah, we've had a good couple of days and we're sort of buoyant by it, and hopefully we can keep it going.
The last month has been brilliant as well. The results you picked up has really been positive. If you could put that down to a certain thing, what would you say you put that down to, David?
I think the players' character and what they've got. I think we've had it here in abundance over the last year or two. We've struggled with some performances at different times this season, but I've always felt that behind it the players have the character and the requirements to get us in a good position and do well. Look, we'd like our league position to be a lot stronger than it is, but I can't fault them in how they've gone about the European football, and getting us to another semi-final at the moment is a real plus for us.
How hard is it going to be to focus the players on Sunday? I mean, if you win, you stay up. It's another year of Premier League, but you've got that semi-final next week. How hard is it to focus?
I don't think it's that difficult to focus, because I think we all know the importance of it. I think you could see it by the way the players performed against Manchester United and how we've tried to perform in recent games. We've really worked hard to try and make sure that we got the points required. Yes, we're still probably short of another win at least, so we have to try and get that.
Becky?
Hi, Becky.
Angelo Ogbonna, do you expect him to be over the sickness by the weekend available?
I'm not sure yet. He's come in this morning and he's still not feeling great, so we'll need to wait and see how Angelo is, but he's got whatever there's been a slight bug around the camp here. Yeah.
How difficult has that been to navigate this sickness bug that's gone round? Because it's not to
Yeah.
people out.
Yeah, it is, and it's it was a real blow for us before the Man City game, and it's just lingered about. A couple of staff have had little bouts of it as well, so we've got to hope that it's not too serious. We don't think it's something which is keeping you out for a long time, so I'm hoping that Angelo will be okay, but I've got to say today he's just still not felt great, and we'll need to keep assessing him.
Is there any update on Vladimir Sufal as well?
Yeah, he's starting to do some light jogging, and so he's improving, Vladimir, but he's just got a slight hamstring tweak, and we just it's always, you're not quite sure when the right time is, but he's a boy who wants to play, wants to get back quickly. That's always a positive sign, and hopefully we can do that with him.
Given the magnitude now of next Thursday and what rides on it, does that in your mind change what team you might field against Brentford?
I think it's got a possibility, but I've also got to say that the big thing is I need to see what players are fit and available. To play Thursday, Sunday, we've seen it, we've had it so many times this season. We had it this time last year as well, where we had to play Thursday, Sunday, and we thought it had an effect on us. So I've got to consider all that. Also, we're at a later stage of a cup competition where we're 2-1 up from the first leg. So we have to go away in the next leg. But I've got to say the important thing is to make sure that we retain our Premier League position. That's the most important thing. And if we can reach a cup final, then that'll be great.
You had success at Brentford in the FA Cup already this year, but the job that Thomas Frank is doing at Brentford, how do you view that?
He's done a brilliant job. No, I don't think just this year. I think he's been continually climbing and improving the team and improving the club. So I think he's done a brilliant job. I really do, and I think that, look, they're a club with a model which is getting used, not unlike AZ in different ways. But I think Brentford have done a really good job in maybe where people would have seen them as a club, maybe who would be at the bottom of the Premier League or the top of the Championship. I think they're seen in a completely different way now. I think people are seeing them as a more established Premier League club who are more than capable of beating the top teams, challenging them, and they have been in a really healthy position, to be fair, all season in the league.
And just finally from me, do you feel like it's your responsibility, the squad's responsibility, because connotations of the game this weekend, you could secure Premier League status if Leeds lose on Saturday and then Leicester lose on Monday, but do you feel it's your responsibility to get the win rather than rely on those results elsewhere to secure the status?
Well, it always is. You have to get the points yourself. So, as I said before, but thankfully, we had a really good result against Manchester United, which gave us a little bit of breathing space from some of the other teams. But yeah, we're in need of at least another couple of points or a win to make sure we secure safety.
Simon? David, are you able to look at next season in a different way, given how the last week's gone? Obviously, planning, everybody has different scenarios depending on what happens, and there's been a lot of uncertainty for a long time. Are you able to do that?
Well, I think the planning's been put in the back burner really, because the most part of the planning has always been, making sure you're a Premier League club, because if your planning would go completely if you weren't, as it would do for any club in that position. So a lot of the planning will only be started going into place once we realise that we've kept our Premier League place. So no, we're obviously watching a lot of players, we're watching a lot of games, we're doing a lot of scouting, we're looking at what we're going to do. But the truth is, the only focus has been on the games at the moment and staying in the Premier League.
I mean, do you see a lot of work needed to your squad? You reshaped it, or reshaped is maybe not the right word, but you brought in a lot of players last summer. Do you see that happening again? Do you see tinkering? How do you view it?
No, I would hope that we wouldn't need to probably do as much work as we done last summer. And we brought in a big number of players. I think we brought in 9 in total last year, which was probably more than you would ideally want to bring in. So I see more tinkering, going on, little bits and pieces getting done here and there. I don't see huge stuff getting done at the moment. I see it more being sort of maybe a change here or there, or an addition or a change, but not loads of work.
Do you have to have a stay up and go down scenario, but do you have a deck stays, deck goes scenario as well?
Well, we honestly hope that Deck stays. That's the biggest thing. We would love Declan to be a West Ham player, but we are aware that that might not be the case come the end of the season. So that's one of the scenarios which is, you talk about planning. Our plans are that we have Deck here, but we also are fully aware there's a good chance that we don't have.
And just finally, there was a suggestion that there's a deal being agreed with Cresswell. I don't think it's been announced yet. Do you know if that's right? Is he someone that you want to keep because of his experience?
Cressy's already under contract, so I don't think that's not right, Simon. I don't think he's already under contract, and there's nothing else on Cresswell. Yeah, so.